There's always something new right around the corner that can be experienced here in Zelnos. Sitting on the edge of the Pacific, with its sun-kissed beaches and crystal-clear waters, it was a paradise for those who called it home. As you stroll through the town, the first thing that stands out is the friendly and eccentric nature of the local inhabitants. The people of Zelnos have a passion for music and are often seen strumming guitars or humming away as they go about their daily tasks. It's not uncommon to see them playing impromptu gigs in local cafes and bars, or singing along to folk songs at street corners. This passion for music is what sets this place apart from other towns in California. It's an infectious energy that has everyone feeling happy and connected. The locals are proud of their unique culture, and they make sure to keep it alive by regularly hosting events such as music festivals, art shows, and even film screenings. These events bring together talented artists from all parts of California and beyond who share their stories through song, dance, theater, and visual art. Everyone enjoys being a part of this unique culture. There's always something new right around the corner that can be experienced here in Zelnos. There's also an abundance of stunning natural areas surrounding the town, perfect for hiking or swimming on hot summer days. For thrill seekers looking for adventure, there's plenty of opportunities to explore nearby mountain ranges or take long hikes along winding paths through lush forests. For those looking for something more peaceful, there's plenty of beaches where you can spend time alone with your thoughts under a bright blue sky. No matter what you're into, there's something special about this small town located in California's Central Coast region. Its residents will welcome you with open arms no matter where you come from or why you're visiting. It's easy to forget your troubles when spending time in Zelnos. The fresh ocean air is like a breath of fresh life each day. There's something magical about this place. Whether it's watching locals play their own tunes while walking down Main Street or experiencing a sunset over gently rolling hills, everyone finds solace here in Zelnos amongst friends old and new alike. So come to Zelnos if you ever get chance, just don't forget your dancing shoes. Zelnos, California, a place like no other. The sun shines brightly every day, and the salty air of the ocean is always scented in the air. From the rolling hills that overlook the town to the crashing waves of the sea below, Zelnos provides an idyllic retreat from any hustle and bustle of life. The people who live here are some of the most eccentric and musically talented individuals around. Their love of music can be seen all over town. Music notes adorn shop windows, string bands play on street corners, and even their children have instruments in tow wherever they go. Everyone loves music, creating a unique atmosphere where creativity bubbles to the surface on a daily basis. Residents enjoy gathering around an old piano in one of Zelnos' many small cafes, playing songs from different eras as friends get together for a drink or two. They also love attending local music festivals, held either on one of Zelnos' many beaches or in more rural areas away from town. These events draw people from all over California to share their musical talents with each other and celebrate the artistry that lies within them. Sunday morning services are often filled with singing and dancing as whole families come together to praise God with joyful noise. Even when there isn't a service taking place, choirs practice at churches throughout Zelnos during most days of the week. Some might say they're preparing for heaven itself. Though they may seem wild at times, Zelnians also enjoy spending time outdoors and appreciating nature just as much as anyone else. Many venture out during early mornings to hike along winding trails overlooking cascading waterfalls or set sail on boats headed out onto open waters for fishing trips or sightseeing tours towards nearby islands. In fact, it's not uncommon for locals to take up scuba diving just so they can explore beneath the waves. Tales of sunken ships full of pirate treasure have been known to inspire young adventurers. At nightfall, everyone heads back into town where restaurants offer delicious seafood dishes cooked over open flames while live music fills nearby bars until late into the night. Just another typical day in Zelnos. Though its citizens may seem crazy at times, living in harmony is key here. Love is always in style no matter how you express it. After all, this is what makes this small town so special and unique. There are many important people to come out of the wonderful community of Zelnos, but today we are going to talk about one of them. Thomas Barnaby was a 25-year-old man of extraordinary gifts. He lived in the coastal town of Zelnos, California, a place where the sun rarely set and people lived with a sense of adventure. Thomas had always been an outsider. He wasn't like other people. He had special abilities that he kept hidden from the world, magical powers that no one else possessed. One night, after months of living quietly in his small apartment on the edge of town, Thomas decided to take a walk through the beachside neighborhood just before sunrise. The salty air rushed past him as he started his journey, and soon he found himself in an unfamiliar area, near an old abandoned pier at the end of a forgotten road. He paused for a moment and listened to the sounds of nature around him. The waves lapped against the shoreline and seagulls screeched overhead as they soared across the sky. Then suddenly something strange happened. One of his magical powers emerged, and he could feel it taking over him like electricity surging through his veins. Thomas took off running towards the pier, feeling an adrenaline rush unlike anything he'd ever experienced before. Out of nowhere came 4 giant sea monsters, their tentacles thrashing and churning up great waves behind them as they approached Thomas at breakneck speed with malice in their eyes. With barely any time to think, Thomas knew what he had to do: use his magic to stand up against these creatures. Closing his eyes and focusing all his energy on this task, Thomas raised his hands in front of him and felt an intense heat emanating from them, as if fire was about to escape from them at any second. But instead something even more powerful emerged: a magical force field that protected him from harm. The sea monsters were stunned by this sudden display of power and quickly retreated back into the depths from where they came. For days afterwards, word spread throughout Zelnos about what had happened at the old abandoned pier. Sightings of mysterious creatures who could be defeated by someone with magic powers. Soon enough, news reached far beyond Zelnos about who this person was. Everyone wanted to know who could wield such powerful magic. It was Thomas Barnaby. Thomas returned home after that fateful night, knowing that life would never be quite the same again. He was both celebrated and feared by those around him, but most importantly respected for having such remarkable gifts that allowed him to shape destiny itself with only a single wave of his hand. That's one of my favorite Thomas Barnaby stories. But, if I'm being honest, I have a lot of favorite Thomas stories. I'm sure you're asleep already, but just in case you're not, I'll tell you one more quick story before I go. This is another Thomas story. One day, as Thomas was walking along the beach near his home, he noticed something strange on the horizon. To his amazement, it appeared to be a giant wave of water that seemed to defy physics by staying atop the ocean's surface. It was at this moment that Thomas's latent magical abilities suddenly surged within him. Through sheer force of will and concentration, he opened up a portal between worlds and stepped inside, ready for whatever adventure awaited him. As soon as Thomas stepped through the portal, he felt an immense power coursing through his veins. It felt like a drug. He quickly discovered he had been taken to an entirely different realm where magic abounded and anything was possible. Here, he met with various magical creatures who taught him about spells and potions and gave him insight into the inner workings of this mysterious world. Thomas also encountered powerful forces in this realm. Evil witches cast dark spells upon those who threatened their reign, while benevolent wizards protected against their malevolent magic. With newfound confidence in his own skill set, Thomas decided to take on these evil forces himself and show them what true power could do. He fearlessly charged into battle against overwhelming odds, and much to everyone's surprise, Thomas emerged victorious. His incredible display of courage had earned him respect from both sides of the conflict, as well as recognition from beyond the gates of this realm. It seemed like young Thomas Barnaby was now destined for greatness. Once back in his own world, Thomas reflected upon what had just happened with a newfound appreciation for both life and magic. Having experienced such a great adventure changed everything for him. No longer was he an outcast or an object of ridicule amongst his peers, but instead one who had seen the beauty beyond our physical plane and survived to tell its tale. Although several years later many still doubt what really happened on that fateful day when Thomas stepped through that portal, it doesn't matter, because young Thomas knew exactly what happened. He had found his destiny amongst the stars. Are you asleep yet? I certainly hope so, because that's all I've got for you for this evening. But please be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel for many more videos to help you relax. Until next time, be safe, take Take care, and sleep well.